Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, khush aamdeed, ji ayanu, goeiemorgen.
Pakhair agale, ni hao, chuna shumme, washmale, ohio gonzaimus, guten morgen, hola, bonjour, privyet, kaifa hal, hale shama chatore, ahlan wasalan marhaba, buna, mucho, gracias, ishpada, and a very amazing good morning to everybody who's tuned into PTV World and are watching World this morning alongside the very amazing, the very stunning, the very fabulous Shahzad Khan
Knew it.
and Shiza Hashmi. Hi Shiza, how are you today?
I am great, how are you? You look energetic.
Yes, I'm very energetic, and it's because of the fact that we actually went on to Tawseek
We had
Khan's
breakfast
show.
at
Yes,
home.
yeah, at breakfast at home, and ladies and gentlemen, and Tawseek Bhai was very generous to have actually hosted us. The morning was great, the start was great, but now I think it's going to get greater because of the fact that we have been joined by some very amazing guests over here in the studios. But first, a public service message by Ms. Shiza Hashmi.
Okay, what is the message?
I'm sorry that I'm putting you on the spot.
But
Yeah.
it's okay. So actually, this is about something that you spoke on Tawseek had this show early in the morning that gave me a hint of what to talk
Yeah,
about.
sure.
So I'm not going to give it away because you have to watch the repeat for it. But Shahzad made me realize how important the presence of parents in your life
Yes.
is. I mean, no matter what the phase you're going through, they are going to be there. Even if you don't want them to be there, they are the only ones who are going to be standing for you, no matter where you go.
Exactly.
So please value them, respect them, love them, and cherish them before you don't even have them.
Exactly. So no matter what kind of weather it is outside, ladies and gentlemen, you probably need to be an umbrella for your parents when you grow up. So, but right now, let's check whether you need an umbrella today or not. Weather updates coming up.
So mainly cold and dry weather expected in most parts of the country. However, rain with snowfall over the hills expected at isolated places in Kalat, Quetta and Job divisions.
Bahut Ala. Cloudy weather with light rain or drizzle is also expected in Makran coast, including Karachi during night. But for all those people who might be traveling within the Punjab, I think foggy conditions is likely in plain areas of Punjab and Upper Sindh during morning hours.
These were the weather updates from around the country.
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, these were the weather updates, and now talking about what are we going to do. So lately we've had a very busy weekend, and these gentlemen whom we have over here in the studio, I think that, you know, in a matter of probably just a year, I've done more than 50 shows with them or somewhat like
Wow.
that. Yeah, and you know, so these people, ladies and gentlemen, over here, and then there are a few other artists, I think that we've worked so closely and we're so well knit that I actually wanted them to be over here on the show as well. I wanted them to be here because of the fact that we open our windows to the rest of the world. We go out in 45 different countries, and I think that it is our sole responsibility over here at PTV World that we share with you the talent Pakistan behold as well. So right now we're going to share a show reel with you. Go ahead, take a look. We have been joined by Quadrum, the percussionist as well. Take a look. Good morning.
Put your hands together for Quadrum.
Ladies and gentlemen, these people are definitely a powerhouse for all those people all around the globe who doesn't like percussions as well. Please welcome Quadrum. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Namely, Mr. Umar Saud, ladies and gentlemen. Alongside him, we have been joined by Daud Randall. And then we have been joined by Mr. Atif Saeed, who doesn't really travel without a hat. And last but not the least, Saad Sir Faraz. Hello, boys. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
You're quite energetic and fresh in the morning.
Thank you very much for that. And thank you very much for taking our time. It's wonderful to have you over here on the show as well. But let's get the conversation started. We definitely do not want it to be boring. But then at the same time, who's Quadrum?
Yeah.
Well, Quadrum started way back around 8 years ago, when the first TEDx took place in Pakistan.
Okay.
That's when we realized that we have to do something. I got in touch with my friend, and all of them were contacted differently.
Okay.
We did not know each other.
8 years ago.
We wanted to play drums,
Okay.
and we all got together there. Did not know each other at all, and you know, over there we pooled all our drums and we just started playing.
Just
And
like that.
the next day we had a 30 minutes long performance, and when we got off the stage, people started asking us, "Oh, what's your band called?"
Yeah.
And we looked at each other and
Yeah,
said,
no, it's not a band.
"We're not a band. We don't even know each other."
And then you realize you have to come up with the name as well.
Yes, and that's when.
6 months later.
Oh,
Okay.
oh wow.
So moving on, ladies and gentlemen, 6 months later, what happened?
6 months later, I mean, after TEDx, we all went home. I thought that was it. 6 months later, Umar South calls me up and says, "There's an open mic night happening. Do you want to play?" And I said, "Sure, why not?"
Yes.
So we knew with the event organizers, so we knew if we go around this time, we won't have to wait. We went, we played, and we left.
Yeah.
I didn't know, and none of us knew that. Like, they asked for a band name, and Saad over here, they said, "Ki band ka kya naam hai?" And Saad's like, "Quadrum." And then and we played and we left, and we didn't know each other, so everybody went their own separate ways. Then the next day, the newspaper is like, "Quadrum stole the show. Quadrum stole the
Wow.
show," and we're like, "Quadrum kaun tha yaar?"
Stars
We said,
overnight.
"वो वाले तो नहीं थे जो, you know,
And it made sense because when he suggested Quadrum,
Yeah.
so since we're four
Four,
percussionists,
right.
which is why he thought of the name Quadrum, and everyone loved it. And from the very instance, we just kept the name.
Alhamdulillah.
That's
And
absolute-
you've grown on people too as well, you know, wherever we have been, you know, on this festival as well, you know, everybody have loved you as well. They have shared their happiness with you guys too as well. But I want to move on to Saad over here, because Saad over here, ladies and gentlemen, is one of those people in the band who doesn't speak at all. He does not like talking to anybody.
So he should do all the talking.
Yeah, because, and what happens is whenever he's on stage, he's like, whatever, man, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and that's it. But Saad, why are you like this? Why?
we often ask him
It's
the
a
same
very
thing.
cliched thing, but I let my drums do the talking.
Yeah,
Well, that's good as well. You know, for artists, I think the work should speak, of course.
Yes, that's
But I
true.
have to come to Atif over here. Does that work for you? I mean, what does it do?
You tell me.
Well, a tricky question, of course. So, you know,
Dal.
Umar, when you mentioned initially that TEDx started and then you realized you have to do something, I think you were just being modest. Because when you talk about you guys doing something, your initiative, the drum circle, I think it does quite a lot, right? Before I give it all away, I mean, how it releases stress, and how, I mean, it sort of builds synergy among people working together. Please go ahead about it, tell us about it, and how long have you guys been doing this?
Well, I think a lot of people ask us who's the singer, who sings. Since we're all
Lately you are.
percussionists. Yeah, well, that I've been doing because before Quadrum, I had a couple of bands where
Okay.
I was the lead vocalist.
Okay.
But I gave that all up because we thought that you know, we've also studied marketing. We thought about the market and saw that gap which we had to fill in. And world music is not really pursued by anyone in Pakistan.
Exactly.
So this genre is world music, where you play drums, and this particular drum, Atif also has it. This is called djembe, which is also called healing drum because this comes from Africa.
Yeah, okay.
So over there, it is also believed to treat ailments and, you know, take the negative energy out of you.
Okay, but you know the way they play in Africa, I think is very different from the way
Yeah,
you
but-
guys play too as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that's
now
what
they
we
go,
do.
"Ooh," you know, something of that sort.
Yeah, so Daud will tell you
yeah.
about how
Yeah.
we play different drums.
And then how do
differently.
you synchronize as well? Because you know, to us, you know, to people who do not know how to play them, I think they look the same as well and they sound the same.
And we just
Yes.
need
So
to
what
make
is what?
noise.
Yeah,
what is
so
what?
so primarily we have, as you can see, we have dumbaks. Saad and I will play the dumbaks,
Okay.
and Umar and Atif play the djembes. Difference in notes of tones of instruments. They're more bassy, so you get that nice low end tone, and then these are higher for accents. So what we do is, so we divide different rhythms in a set, and then we keep rehearsing them and we planning. So and it's always a very organic process.
Amazing.
Through which we keep, this sounds nice, okay, we can change this part, and then that's how we keep progressing. So one of our signature sets, which is Hot Calypso, that has evolved over the last 8 years into what it is today.
Very nice.
So it keeps changing. It's very, very organic.
I definitely want to ask about that as well because, ladies and gentlemen, they've even got a track with the name of Agram Bagram, you know. We'll definitely put them to test, but there's one thing which I would love to appreciate over here. I'll take advantage of the opportunity. And since everybody knows by now that I love to rap and I try creating things, ladies and gentlemen, Quadrum was the first band ever to have actually said that you can come and perform with me on stage. I think that was great of you guys, and I love that bit as well, which is why we're going to put them to test. So what do you have for us today?
It's my first time listening to you guys, and I'm absolutely like excited about it already.
Yeah,
should
cover your ears.
Yeah, so what are we playing?
So yeah, what do we play? We can't be too loud.
No.
Yeah.
Of course you can be. Go ahead.
Since
My
Daud just mentioned that.
My suggestion is we do what we do best, is just jam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
just
what I was
jam.
coming to.
Right.
Because, you
Alright.
know, that was also telling that it's very organic,
Yeah.
the way we start, because we just start playing and everyone catches on to it, and then the rhythm evolves.
Let's do it.
So what we're going to do is never been done before.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow, love it.
We're gonna make it up as we go along.
Okay. Very nice.
Wow.
That was, ladies and
Quadrum,
gentlemen,
ladies
a
and
humble start.
gentlemen.
Yes, that was phenomenal and that was great too
Absolutely.
as well. But early in the morning, it felt like doing belly dancing as well.
Oh, but this was great, like absolutely great to listen to.
Which is why now what I want to ask is that why do you, name or title your songs like Agram Bagram or Hot Eclipso or, things like these? I mean, so it's so hard to understand which track to choose if your tracks are in a CD because everywhere it's just the drums. So how do we figure it out, for our education?
Well, when we talk about calypso,
Yeah.
it's the kind of beat
Okay.
that is very well known
Okay.
among all the people who
I'm sorry.
follow percussions. So Hot Calypso was named by Atif Saeed.
Okay.
This set that we evolved around that beat, calypso.
Yeah.
So he called it Hot Calypso. So
Okay.
we kept the name.
Very nice.
So the Latin percussion beat, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, but whenever we talk, for example, let's talk about percussionists. So what kind of music is going to go out there? Is it that you guys are going to come up with an album? Is it that you guys will put videos on YouTube one by one? How does
All
it
of
work? Because for musicians, they have to sing too, which you have lately started to sing. Last night I heard you too as well. It was great. But then how does it work as percussionists, because people do not take anybody else seriously in the band other than the vocalist. So how do we educate people that, there's a lot of music to share?
I think
Anybody?
I think over the years we have kind of proved in a very difficult market, which is Pakistan,
Yes.
that an instrumental band, obviously very different kind of instruments, so that percussions can actually hold a place in amongst all of other
Exactly.
all other
Artists,
musicians, artists.
A lot of bands, they were also other percussion bands, they started off with percussion, but eventually they had to put in vocals and all. I think
Yeah.
we are one of the longest surviving bands to actually have
Yeah,
an
8
instrumental
years doing
format.
percussion.
So then do you think that it is because of the fact that you guys are based in Punjab and Punjabi people love Bhangra Brra? So is it the reason that, that people love it too as well? Because otherwise, you have a lot of fusions as well. We've been to Karachi, Faisalabad, you've been outside Pakistan too as well. So what kind of requests do you get? Is it most of the time Bhangra only?
I think I would say that drums is such a thing which is innate to humans because we're born with something a rhythm. The first rhythm that we hear is the heartbeat of the mother when we're in the womb. So from there onwards, we're in sync with the rhythm, which is why we've noticed over the years, whenever we go and perform somewhere,
Yeah.
from a peon of the company to the CEO of the company, they all love our stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
So as Daud always puts it, we don't have a barrier.
Okay.
You know, with singers, you always have a barrier.
Yeah.
You can have a ghazal player to a different audience.
Yeah.
You can have a bhangra singer to a different audience. You can have an English song,
Yeah.
genre singer to a different audience. But Quadrum can fit in anywhere.
Indeed.
Wow, okay, that makes sense. But you know, you guys are absolutely great at what you do. It's great to listen to, look at you as well. But what does it mean to you? If not this, what would you guys be doing?
Well, he's already into printing business. That's something I know from Lahore.
We all have
No, but
done
on a passionate
lot.
level,
Yeah.
you know? Because
This is our passion.
Right, absolutely my question. So if not this, what would you be doing?
This only, I guess.
Okay.
Being passionate about it?
Yeah.
Well, I used to act many years ago. Probably
okay.
would go back into acting. I keep doing that.
What about you, Atif?
Um,
Just this.
I'm a therapist.
Okay.
Okay.
Psychotherapist. I'm a shrink.
Wow.
Wow, that's great. And Saad?
Well, simultaneously, I've had photojournalism as a profession.
Very nice.
Oh,
But
great.
the amount of satisfaction I derive from playing music, when I see people in the audience, the effect we have on them, that is the greatest satisfaction I have, which I don't think maybe my photography could give me.
Very nice.
So, yeah.
But right now, what we're going to do is that we are going to put you under the spot or on the spot too as well, because ladies and gentlemen, they are Quadrum, but right now, I think that it's an idea. I don't know whether they're going to agree to it or not. I'm going to make them bi-drum as well. So, since we have got 2 djembes and 2 tumbaks over here, so can we do like, you two play first and then they have to play the same notes and then make it a competition. So let's see who
Face
wins
off.
and who loses. Okay, so it's a face-off, it's a clash, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Atif and Mr. Saad, one team, and Mr.
Omar
Dawood and
and
Mr. Omar, one team as well. So
This
whoever
has
wants
never
to start
happened.
first.
This has never
Yeah.
happened in 8 years.
See, brilliant people to work
Or,
with, yeah.
or you
Come
know
on.
what, we can pick sides, so this is my side. and you
Okay,
can go
that's
with
my
it.
side. I love the hat.
Make me
anyways.
proud, guys.
Yeah, done.
So exactly how are we going to do this?
So whatever notes they're going to play, you have to copy the notes, or whoever wants to go first.
I think
And
we'll
make it
play
difficult.
8 bars. We'll play 8 bars, and then you can complement that.
Yeah, and it needs to go on for at least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't have enough content.
We have a lot of content, but for Quadrum, this is the content.
Yes.
Whoa,
Whoa.
tough competition,
Your turn.
man.
Quickly. Yeah, my team's winning.
Wow,
But
absolutely. good.
pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Go first.
And now if all of us can play, if all of us can play. Continue. Beautiful. I was
Quadrum for
already in the
you.
vibe. And then I could even think of a song to sing along with.
Yeah, but we should hear you rap, man.
Yeah, we will do that towards the end. We'll definitely do that. But now, since you guys are literally married to your drums.
Yeah.
What about your personal lives? I mean, let's talk about that. I'm sorry, but we'll have to. So, because Umar Saud Saab is one of those people, ladies and gentlemen, who's always alongside his wife and kids. You know, they love it too as well. And you know, Bobby, if you're listening, I think he's a great gentleman, and he
Wow.
doesn't even look 44. I mean, come on, you're blessed. I'm sorry to say that.
Well, thank you. And you're right that I give a lot of time to my
Yes,
family.
alhamdulillah.
Just the thing that you mentioned earlier, I'm very close with my parents as well. I've lost my father, though, 3 years ago. But I've served him, alhamdulillah. I think I've done my part. The way a son should be to his parents.
Yes.
I think everyone should be like that. And I am very closely knit with my family, alhamdulillah. I take time out. I give my kids all the opportunities to pursue whatever they want to,
Wow.
especially music. My son plays guitar.
Yeah.
Both my daughters can sing as well.
Wow.
They can also play. Rhythm comes naturally to them.
Yeah.
So from the very beginning, they've been playing drums
Wow.
and they are attached to music, and I let them pursue it.
So your passion is not making you compromise your personal life.
Not at all.
Which is great. You're striking the balance. So proud of you.
Mr. Daud.
Yeah, so my personal life, what do I do? Okay. So apart from music, I'm a big petrol head. I love cars. I have a
Well, I've got something to share with you after the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a vintage 1975 Toyota that I
Wow.
love dearly, and that takes a bit. Yeah, if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be doing something with that as well.
But are you in love with somebody else other than the drum?
Uh,
make it
myself
easier.
probably.
That's a big lie. Okay.
I'm glad I am absolutely free on Valentine's Day. I have no pressure.
I mean, is it like an open call or?
You guys can
No,
vote
it's fine. It's so nice that
No.
I don't do nothing.
Let him be happy.
Okay. Okay. So let me make it more easier for you. Who was the last person you've actually texted an heart emoticon to?
Oh.
Don't say your mom. Okay.
No,
Everybody says that.
Unfortunately, that's true. I can show it. It's because they asked me to send pictures of the events,
Yeah.
and I sent them pictures of the show yesterday.
And then you said the
And
heart.
they said,
emoji.
oh, and they.
Very
Okay,
nice.
so Daud is free on Valentine's Day. You can book him for whatever functions you have
Yeah.
going on.
I think this one's for his mother though. Okay.
Pay in advance.
Okay, Mr. Atif. Yo, so what about your personal life?
I'm married. I have 3 kids.
Alhamdulillah.
3 lovely girls who I'm completely in love with.
Wow.
It's interesting. You mentioned early on to Omar Saud that so your passion is not letting you, compromise your time with your personal life.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that for me, being true to my passion is my responsibility to my
Yes.
girls.
Okay.
Because if they never see me give any importance to my passion, tomorrow they're not going to give any importance to theirs.
True. What are they learning then? Wow. Absolutely love
So
it.
of course you have to strike a balance.
Right,
You
right.
can't completely go after your passion and
इतनी प्यारी
for your
बात
kids.
की आपने जब भी दूंगा
Because he was in Karachi because of some family commitment. He came to Lahore, and the next day he had to travel to Islamabad. So his girls was asking, "Papa, are you going?" And so he slept in the cot with the youngest one.
My girl didn't know the middle one. She I was away for a month because my father was sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when she came, when I came, I only had one day in Lahore. And Hana, my 7-year-old, I had one day to do whatever I had to do, and then had to Islamabad. And she went to sleep before I got back, and she was upset. My wife told me, and so what I did was, chota sa. This is how big her bed was.
Yeah, yeah.
So I kind of snuck into her room and into her bed.
Yeah.
And I slept with her that night and waiting for her to wake up. So, it'd be a surprise.
Wow.
And so I slept for 1 hour.
Yeah.
And then I came here and then I played on that first day.
Oh, wow.
Wow, and I think everybody needs to take a lesson from here.
Absolutely
onwards as
learn
well.
something.
Because at times, in life, ladies and gentlemen, we become so dedicated towards what we love that we actually tend to forget about people who've given us immense support. And I think that this is what we require of all those people, gentlemen, ladies who are out there, who are working and are in love. Families are important. Mr. Saad.
Yes, well, I'm happily married and I have a 2-year-old. My wife has always been very supportive. She actually convinced me to quit my job so that I can do this full time.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's great.
Where did you get it from?
My parents have always been very supportive. My mother has been the kind of person, I used to play the drums, so the neighbors would come over and she would just literally tell them to get lost, you know. So they've always been amazing, in terms of family support. I've never had any issues. A lot of people say, you know, that have your parents never
You
objected?
never asked about your personal life.
Yeah, I already told
Yeah.
you. So,
Fan mails, anything crazy you want to share with us? You know, something happened, people stopped you on the road. Hey, can we take a selfie? Or something else, something more
no, I think
demanding.
that happens with Umar Saudar.
Please go ahead.
It does, it does, it does.
So
He's
we,
very charming,
we
though.
intentionally tag along with him, you know, so that people know we're also part of Quadrum.
Yeah, so, yeah,
So
what
share
about
a
you?
crazy
I
incident.
think it's more about showmanship. You know, we have when we're on the stage, we have to give ourselves,
Yeah.
you know, to the audience.
Yes.
Because you have to give them what they are there for, which is why we all try our level best to be what they want to see, and when they love it, obviously they would want to. In the older days, in our days, we used to get autographs, and now it's the
Selfie.
age of selfies.
Yes.
So they
Right.
always want selfies. So yeah.
I think that's
That
great. But
happens.
towards the end, before we wrap up the segment, there's one more thing which I wanted to ask, and I want you people to put it out. Because for the last 10 or 11 years that I've been affiliated with television, I was a video jockey earlier on Music Channel. So what I saw was, and it was very horrible, that bands, they form, people give them respect, love, and then they break up. And then, you know, they try to come back together, but it's not the same because it's a wrinkle which the paper gets and it can't be ironed or whatever.
Like One Direction.
So we definitely love you. You know, it's been 8 years and we want you to progress like that. But then, you know, for people who love you like this, definitely do not want you to buy drums as well. So, you know, the future prospects, where do you see in 10 next years? You know, how is it going to be?
I gotta say something, Shazad.
Sure.
You know, we have a lot of unique things about Quadrum.
Yes.
One of them is that normally what happens is that a couple of friends get together and they make a band,
Yeah.
and then they go on.
Yes.
We made a band first.
Yes.
We had no idea who each other was.
Okay.
And maybe
We didn't
if
even
we
know
did,
what the other guy was
we
doing.
might not have made that band.
So music connected you basically, right?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, and then we got to know each other after that, and it
Okay.
was a learning process, getting to know each other. You
Yes.
know, and that had its bits of challenges as well, ups
Yeah.
and downs as well. So
It was too late after that.
8 years. I mean, it's been 8 years.
Yes.
So the next 8 to 10 years, we have planned a lot of things.
Wow.
Because it's about time that we go bigger than what we are.
Inshallah.
And inshallah, make Pakistan proud as well when we represent Pakistan outside Pakistan.
Exactly.
So that is also our plan. We need to tour a lot. We are going into production.
Wow.
We will come up with tracks that people can relate to. People can play in their cars and on their shows and everywhere.
And festivals and whatnot. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, lately, you know, the type of festivals Pakistan has been organizing, I think that the best part is that these festivals are going to turn into destination festivals where people are actually going to plan their vacations and we'll be right there, you know?
Yeah.
yeah, but
We'll
be
have
right
our
here
own
to-
Tomorrowland.
But absolutely.
We will
but
definitely do
just
that.
one thing before we do wrap up this segment. How important do you think it is for us to have music academies or, you know, universities to teach music? Because we know abroad, some amazing, amazing universities have different departments for all sorts of instruments.
Exactly.
Because you guys are doing this and you do know a lot of people love to learn this. How important is it to have a teaching that
I
sort
think
of?
it's very, very important. We need to have a lot of schools, a lot of academies, a lot of people who are willing to actually share whatever they know
Right.
with other people, especially younger kids. Atif Saeed has also done that at the school level.
Oh, wow,
He's
okay.
been teaching drums at one of the schools, and a lot of girls have now bought their own percussions.
Wow.
They're playing a lot. Atif also has a drum clinic whereby a lot of people can walk in, they can learn drums, and they can, you know, play
And
on
feel
their own.
relaxed as
Wow.
well.
Drum
I think that's
therapy,
good.
drum meditation.
And I think in days to come, ladies and gentlemen, they will have their own line of, you know, probably jambe
Skateboard.
or, you know, all of these
Wow.
instruments
Yeah.
as well. So before we go towards the break, anything you want to share with all those people who are out there? Let's spread love. Go ahead.
All right. So, what do you want?
Love to everyone out there. We bring you a message of peace and tolerance.
We come in peace.
We come in peace.
And you go in peace too.
Yeah, so
Pieces, more like-
just be tolerant of each other and accept everyone and who's out there, and do not discriminate. So that's something that shouldn't.
Thank you very much for being with us. Drum rolls towards the end.
Sure. Yes.
Okay, let's do that. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the very fabulous Quadrum. Please make sure that you follow them on their social media pages. They're available everywhere. Please make sure that you listen to their music and spread love as well. We're going for a short break. Don't go anywhere, because to play the drums, you need a lot of vitamins in your body, and how to fulfill them, that's something we'll be talking about in the next segment. Good
Stay
morning.
tuned.
Thank you.
Magla Hills, the heaven of Islamabad. The abode of God, a place where you can explore your soul and meet power of natural elegance of mountains. Spread over an area of 12,605 hectares, the Magla Range, the foothills of Himalayas, are youngest hills with an age of 5,000 years old. Magla Hills are home to around 600 plant species, 250 bird varieties, 38 mammals, and 13 species of reptiles.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Well This Morning with Shahzad Khan and Shahzad Hashmi. And Quadrum, the band, made our mornings great and rhythmic, but now we have to move on to your health because we do care about
Exactly.
it. But before that, a very interesting news about hot air balloons, I think.
Yes, let's take a look at these visuals, ladies and gentlemen. These balloons actually make me fly, or everybody out there as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, the annual Hot Air Balloon Festival kicked off in the Swiss town of Châteauix for its 41st edition, bringing together 70 pilots from 15 different countries. The festival, created in 1979, features hot air balloons in special shapes, air displays, expositions, and yeah, between 20,000 and 40,000 are expected to attend during this 9 days long event. This year, a special flight has been organized to celebrate the 20th anniversary of their adventure, said Gitas. I don't know what that means.
Wow,
but it's all
absolutely
right.
love it. And if I were there, I would have asked for a Bojack Horseman balloon.
All right, I either do not know, either one of them, I do not know about them because I've never ever been in a hot air balloon.
Same.
Probably once, you know. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's playing drums, whether you're out in the wild, whether you're probably working, you're exercising, breathing, whatever, vitamins are very essential for your body.
Yeah.
And to keep you on point with that, we've been actually joined by our lifestyle coach over here, Miss Lubna Khan Faraz. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Hello, walaikum assalam. You both are looking amazing today.
Thank you.
Thank
You always do, but today like extra good.
Thank you, thank you. You too.
Okay, so today I want to talk about something that is such a huge concern for everyone, men and women alike, which is hair loss or hair thinning. So I want to talk about my top supplements and top foods that you can do, that you can intake to get over that, you know, hair thinning and hair loss process. So let's get started really quickly. The first one that I have here is fish oils. Now, if you go back to our ancestral time, we used to intake fish so much, but it's gone down crazily over time because we're so much into more meat and we're into the rotis and all of that. So it's so important to intake a good fish oil supplement, I believe. If you're not taking fish, some people don't like fish, so you can take in a good quality fish oil twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. It's very good for you. What it basically does is good omega-3. Balances your omega-3 and 6 ratio, which I always talk about, which causes inflammation in your body. So when you take the fish oil capsule, it will help regulate your hormones, it will help regulate your inflammation, so you won't always be like up and down in your body. So it's super important, fish oils every single day. The next one that I have here, and I believe is the most essential, is zinc. Now, people don't really know much about this, but a lot of hair serums that we use that are for basically, correcting your hair parting because it's so wide now, has zinc gluconate in there. So why not take zinc, and you will see a huge difference, and I guarantee you in 6 months if you take in about 50 mg of a zinc supplement every single day. The next one I want to talk about is, let's see here, what's coming up.
Come
So,
on.
okay. Okay. And also, by the way, you'll be seeing images of the food that you can intake if you cannot take the supplements as well on the screen as well. So B complex, now I'm talking about biotin and B5. Biotin basically is used for any kind of stress that's caused on your hair by over shampooing, blow drying, or ironing every day. So if you are somebody who blow dries or over shampoos and does a lot of things to your hair, biotin is super, super key to your hair growth. B5, same thing. You want to intake a good B complex every single day. If you've gone through pregnancy and you're experiencing hair loss, which I totally did, so you got to intake that biotin and B complex, and it will help take that away from your body. Let's see. Yes, so chickpeas, walnuts, all these things have great amount of vitamin B in there. Beef has a good vitamin B in there. Chicken, turkey, whatever you like to consume has amazing vitamin B complexes in there. I want to talk about vitamin C, which is an antioxidant that I very often mention as well. So what vitamin C is good for is your oxidative stress that we go through every single day. So things like pollution, if you're a smoker, you need a good dose of vitamin C in there. So in foods, you can go towards kiwi, bell peppers, oranges, of course, strawberries are a great source as well. And if not, you can always take in extra vitamin C as well. Iron is another great thing that you can intake, but be careful with iron because too much iron can cause constipation. So you just want to take a good multivitamin, and that will have a good source of iron in there. And the study is shown that people that have low iron or an iron deficiency, what happens is that there's a protein called ferritin that binds to iron that's very low and causes a lot of hair loss or hair thinning. So you want to take a good multivitamin with a high dose of iron in there for yourself.
Why do we have a picture of an avocado?
So yes, avocado.
Because you love them.
Because I love them, and look how pretty they are, okay? No, avocados are great. Again, antioxidants, good fats, omega-3s, everything in there, so you definitely want to intake all the foods that you're seeing on screen. Vitamin D is another very, very, very important one that I like to stress on. If you are somebody who's not liking the sun or you're not out in the day because you're in the office a lot of the times when the sun is out, you want to make sure you take a good vitamin D supplement as well. Vitamin D is in egg yolks as well, a good protein. You need it to make sure that your hair follicle health, so the root cause of your hair loss is better. The diameter of your hair is better. So if you have a lot of breakage, like when you brush your hair and your hair is falling apart, you want to intake a good vitamin D.
All right, that's
Okay,
great, but
well, a quick question.
Okay, you go ahead
I'm
first.
so sorry.
Okay, no problem.
So, whatever part you pick for parting your hair,
Yes.
if it's a side or center, whatever, the hairline starts receding. Why
Definitely. So we do end up if we always have the same hairstyle, unfortunately, I'm guilty of this. Everyone's
Same
guilty
here.
of this, right? So what happens is you're stretching your hair so much that it starts stretching apart. And because we're combing it, we're brushing it constantly, so you're pulling your hair a lot of the times. Even if you, when you're shampooing, because of your parting being this way or that way, you end up, doing it, you're massaging your scalp. So massaging is, of course, helpful. And I would always recommend, change it up.
Okay.
I know I don't do it either, but it's so important to, change up your hairstyle, part the other way if it is receding. Yes, use a good serum, use these supplements, and in about 6 months, you should see a difference yourself, and people should see a difference
I
too.
think that's amazing. And one more thing which I wanted to ask, and that is that for example, you definitely mentioned about all the products which we can consume for all the vitamin deficiencies we have in our body. But how do we realize that we actually have a vitamin deficiency?
So each vitamin does have a very tricky way to tell you that your body is deficient in it. We can talk about this in detail. I want to do a week of vitamin A, E, and C and everything. We should do that. But yeah, so if you are someone who has a lot of fatigue, you are having crashes, you're experiencing hair loss, you're experiencing inflammation in your joints, you're getting tired by walking, you're having breathing issues, you're having brain fog, all of these things show some kind of vitamin deficiency deficiency. So you want to definitely go get a blood test done. It's so easy these days. You can go self-referred and check out what's going on, then consult a good doctor and what you can do. Vitamin D is a very, very common deficiency in all the women and men right now, and this is so important to find out if you have it or not. We think because we live in Pakistan and have so much abundance in sun, we don't need vitamin D because we're always out and about. But you might have it, and especially if you've given birth, if you're somebody who's in the office a lot of the times during the day, you definitely want to get your vitamin D levels checked.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Lubna, for being with us.
My
It's
pleasure.
always great to have you on the show, and thank you very much for teaching us the lifestyle hacks.
As we
I think
tell you.
that's great because we want to stay healthy and we want people out there to be healthy too as well.
Absolutely, because PTV is where we educate you, and Lubna helps us to do that.
Indeed.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if there's something you need to write to us, please write us on our Facebook page,
It is with the name of World This Morning.
On Twitter.
World This Morning with Ardit G.
Dailymotion YouTube,
World This Morning, World This Morning.
and the repeat is going to
5
be at
past 11 p.m. tonight.
Till
Till the
the
next
next
time,
time.
1, 2, 3.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Thank you.
The Badshai Mosque or the Royal Mosque in Lahore, commissioned by the 6th Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb in 1671 and completed in 1673, is the second largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the 5th largest mosque in the world. Epitomizing the beauty, passion and grandeur of the Mughal era. It is Lahore's most famous landmark and a major tourist attraction. Capable of accommodating 5,000 worshippers in its main prayer hall and a further 95,000 in its
They're getting good grass-fed grains in their diet. So you want to make sure that you want to stay away from those nuggets. You want to stay away from those, again, packaged foods. They're more processed. So try to go towards a meat market where you know where the source is coming from, and at least have some idea about where it's coming from. The next one I have here is wheat. Wheat as well, I've mentioned this a lot of times. Now it's so hybrid, it goes through hybridization now. So wheat is not what we used to have before in our crops. So many pesticides are used in there. So when wheat comes to us, it's not the same way how it used to be back in our ancestors' time. So it's so full of starch now, less nutrients, it's full of gluten, because it's not the same anymore. So try to stay away from gluten products, try to stay away from wheat, or go towards gluten-free things, or find substitutes of meat. You can go for buckwheat, you can go for quinoa, you can go for chickpea flour. There's so many different ways you can do that. Or if you are going to go for wheat, make sure you know where the crops are coming from. Or in Pakistan, it's so easy to have an idea or get it from a specific crop and stuff like that.
So are you trying to
go
tell us that we're not supposed to have a chapati?
Man, if you're
I mean, that's what I'm asking.
if your flour is coming from an original crop, like I said, where a lot of people are, they have a village background, they know where their stuff is coming from. So if it's coming from a source where you know how it's farmed, go ahead and do it. But I'm telling you about the white flour. I'm telling you those packaged ones that you buy in stores, they're super dangerous because you don't know what's in there.
Exactly.
So yes, the whole grain flours, they're excellent for you. Again, but consume them in moderation. So you don't need to have a wheat with every single meal you have. Try to go more towards protein. So those are my top 5 toxic foods. I want to talk about my healers now.
Yeah.
Yes, I was
okay?
going to ask. I mean, if we're
Yeah.
not allowed to eat, let's say, beef or have milk or,
Or
roti
chicken
at
or
all,
vegetable
what are we
oil.
having?
Yes, so I want to talk about my top 5, healing products. My number 1 is kale or any other green leafy vegetable. So kale, you can find very easily in the markets now if you go and look for it yourself. Like, I was talking about this before as well. Try to go yourself. So many of us these days send our helpers or send our cooks and everything to buy our vegetables. I always recommend everybody living at home and going and buying their own vegetables because there's so much variety out there that we don't even know about. So go and explore those flavors. Kale is known as the king of vegetables. Why? It even has more calcium than milk itself. So consume kale. Spinach, on the other hand, is an excellent source as well. Vitamin K, all these nutrients in there. Try to consume green leafy vegetables. Kale is excellent for that. My number 2, talk about this all the time as well, bone broth, which is known, people ask me what is bone broth. It's known as yakni in
Yeah,
Urdu.
I was about to say
So
that.
yeah, so people don't know. So bone broth is that. You want to slow cook your meat with skin, chicken, beef, whatever you want, all kind of vegetables in there. Slow cook it, add some good herbs, add some good oils in there. Cook it for 24 hours or so. Have it on a daily basis. It's so good for you. Full of, we talk about anti-aging. Last time I was here 2 days ago, I believe. And we talk about, protein all the time. So we want to make sure that we're taking amino acids to, consume our protein properly. Even people or guys that are bulking, make sure you take bone broth to make sure your skin is not sagging. The next one here is salmon and fish. So salmon, the pink color that it has is the antioxidant called astaxanthin. Now astaxanthin is actually stronger than vitamin C and E combined. So you want to make sure that you're consuming that. And the next ones are obviously cruciferous vegetables and our seeds. So anything like broccoli, cauliflower, and flax and chia.
Amazing.
Wow, so
Amazing.
informative, girl, early in the morning. Wow.
Exactly. And the best part, ladies and gentlemen, is what we love about Lubna over here is that she actually comes up with alternatives. She doesn't actually tell you that, stop this and then does not give you a clue. But right now, we're definitely in a hurry because I think that our news anchors are ready for the bulletin too as well. Ladies and gentlemen, you can write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name of...
Well, this morning.
On Twitter.
Well, this morning without a G.
On Daily Motion and YouTube.
Well, this morning.
And this fabulous repeat is going to be out
11 p.m.
tonight. Till the next time, 1, 2, 3.
Good morning. Take care.
Thank you.
Yay, thank you.